Hello everyone, this is Darsonovia here. This is my review on Mobile Suit Gundam. What makes Mobile Suit Gundam so relevant in 2020? With quarantine and all, people are bored and they're looking for something to keep their minds occupied. Now, why is Mobile Suit Gundam a series I recommend watching, even though it's old? Well, I think the age of a series doesn't degrade its quality. I actually think a series is good no matter how old it is. But unfortunately, you do have fans in the anime community that, dismiss, anime that are like 40 years old. And I think that's a mistake, considering Mobile Suit Gundam is one of the most influential anime to exist. This anime redefined a genre. Before Mobile Suit Gundam, mecha anime was super robot. Think of something like Voltron. And this anime redefined that genre by basically subverting it in a way. Evangelion would end up doing that, almost 20 years later. But Mobile Suit Gundam, for me, redefined the genre in a way where super robot, you couldn't really take it seriously or tell serious stories. While Mobile Suit Gundam, at least the anime version, those movies would actually, take it a step further and do a more realistic take on the robot genre called Real Robot. Now, there's two ways to experience Mobile Suit Gundam. This review is purely based on the anime version. So, I'm just going to let you know now. Everything I'm talking about here relates to the anime version of Mobile Suit Gundam. And I'll tell you which one to watch at the end of this video. Now, Mobile Suit Gundam, the beginning of the series begins your stereotypical Gundam series. The characters that are introduced, Amuro Ray, who is the protagonist of this series, and along many others such as Kai, Hibato, Sailaba, Bright, and various others. The cast is very memorable. And the Zeon side, you have my boy Char Aznavour, Ramboral, Dozol, and many others. Mobile Suit Gundam is 43 episodes, 42 if you go by the home release in North America. And there is a lot of memorable moments in this series. And I just can't say enough. This series is what made me a Gundam fan. I know most Gundam fans of my generation, they became fans through Gundam Wing. I became a fan through the original series. And that's not something you're going to hear very often from someone of my generation that became a fan through the original. What made the original so appealing to me? Well, I really like the premise. I like the mobile suit designs when I was, basically a teenager in 2002. And I was obsessed with Gundam. This started that. For like a few years, this series became my obsession, honestly. Other than Star Wars. Mobile Suit Gundam, to me, is one of those anime that hold a special place in my heart, considering I don't think I would be a fan of anime if it weren't for this series, especially. Mobile Suit Gundam, I feel like, does things that a lot of modern Gundam series do not do, and have a moral gray area in terms of war. There's good guys and bad guys on both sides of the war. It's not black and white like it would be in later Gundam series like Gundam Seed or Gundam Seed Destiny and various others. The mobile suits, I think are some of the most memorable mechas in a mecha anime. Like, when people think of Gundam, the RX-78 is like the first one that basically comes up. The Gundam design is something that, is very iconic. I know if you were to talk to a North American fan who started with Wing, the first Gundam that would come to mind is the Wing Gundam or the Wing Zero. Gundam, to me, what can make or break a Gundam show is the Gundam. If the design of the Gundam, sucks, it's going to kill the enjoyment out of it. And the original Gundam is simple, yet it's a great design. It's one of the best designs, in the entire franchise. Other Gundams I know would be more complex, such as, the Gundam Mark II, the Zeta Gundam, and various other Gundams that would come after this. But for the time, this was a pretty good design. And it still is, actually. I think the Zakus are very iconic as well. Same thing with the Goofs, the Doms. Of course, these mobile suits would have various different redesigns. And I mean a lot of redesigns. Just look at the model kits and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Like any Gundam series, when this, show came out, this was out to sell model kits. So that's why, unlike the later Gundam shows, this kind of had the monster of the week kind of story at times. And at least not just getting to the bad things about Mobile Suit Gundam, at least the anime version. And, well, some of the mobile suits kind of look out of place. It doesn't seem like this is what, Yoshi Tekamo had in mind when he wrote, made this show. And some of the, power-ups with the G fighter is like, okay, this is ridiculous. And that's just, my opinion about it. I know some people, prefer the TV version of Mobile Suit Gundam. I personally think the movies are better, in my opinion. But I'm just giving my thoughts on the show itself. This anime has a lot of memorable moments that there's too many for me to list, like the activation of the Gundam, the death of Rambaral, the death of Lala Soon, probably one of the most iconic deaths of all of anime, one of them. The final, shot of the original Gundam in the final episode of Mobile Suit Gundam. And not to mention, this anime has some of the most iconic music ever. Like, the opening for the anime is catchy as hell. And I can't help but jam to it from time to time. Now, is Mobile Suit Gundam worth checking out? The anime version in 2020. Yes, I think it is. Even though I have a preference for the movie version of Mobile Suit Gundam, I do think that this anime is something that I recommend anyone to check out. I don't, think that, you should dismiss it because of its age. Though if you don't want to sit through a 43 episode anime, I would watch the movie version. Honestly, if you're new to Gundam, I would probably recommend the movie version. Though, if you're the kind of person that rather just watch the anime version, not the movies, it's easy to find. You can find it easily. You could find it, very easily on Right Shaft or Amazon. And if you are the kind of person that prefers English dubs over sub, the Blu-ray set and DVD do have those options. Though, keep in mind here, when I'm reviewing this, I'm referring to the Japanese version. And if I had to be honest, Mobile Suit Gundam does have such great, memorable, quotes in the entire franchise. I mean, seriously. And the seiyus and even the dub voice actors do an amazing job with the roles that they are given. And honestly, I cannot recommend this enough. If you are a Gundam fan and you haven't watched Mobile Suit Gundam yet, what the hell is wrong with you? This is one of the most iconic anime ever. And if you haven't seen Mobile Suit Gundam yet, stop watching this video and just watch it in any way you can, whether it's the movie version or the anime. This is a series worth watching. And I give Mobile Suit Gundam both the anime and the movies, because they are pretty much the same with some exceptions, like the movie, emitting certain aspects, like the more silly things that are seen in the anime, filler, the Super Robot X, emolents, like the Gundam Hammer, some of the mobile suits that are featured, and some entire episodes are cut. Either way, I think you're going to get a great, series where you watch the movies or watch the animes. Classic rating for the original Mobile Suit Gundam. It's one of the best animes of all time. Next time I talk about Gundam, I'm going to be talking about one of my all-time favorite animes, Zeta Gundam. May we live long and prosper, and see you guys next time with another video. Later.